Alright my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and it is no secret that here at the channel, one of my favorite types of videos to put together for you are farming videos. And one farming method I've highlighted multiple times over the years is the unlimited boss farm you can hit up on any 10th floor in the summit. Now the reason I've chosen to highlight this farming method right now is because a lot of people are on the hunt for certain things in the game, and the best thing about the summit is that you have the option of farming on legendary difficulty. And for the record, you could do this farm on any difficulty that you want, but in my opinion, if you are trying to farm for legendary loot, this is the best way to farm for that stuff without a doubt. And today I want to highlight a few skill builds that I recommend you try out. Now starting with the specialization, we are using Technician, and we are using that for the following reasons, my friends. You're going to get that extra skill tier, you get an extra 12% damage to drone skill proxies and robotics, and you're going to find a shit ton of those when you are playing Legendary. You also have access to the Talent Overclock CPU that gives you an extra 10% skill damage bonus. And once again, remember to have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. Now, as far as your primary weapon is concerned, that's really up to you, my friends. For me, when it comes to a skill build, I love using the Harmony Rifle, and I want to point out this is only at expertise level 4, and the reason I've kept it here is not because I don't use the thing all the damn time. It's because I want to once again highlight you can have things that are lower expertise, if no expertise at all, and it can still get the job done. Now, this has the talent perfectly in sync, where hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a non-shield skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds as well, and not only that, damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time, and hopefully that is going to be going non-stop when you are using this weapon. As far as the secondary is concerned, I'm using the Capacitor. This is another one of those must-have exotics in the game. You can see it has the Talent Capacitance, where shooting enemies builds stacks to a cap of 40, and each stack is going to grant 1.5% skill damage. And you can also see for every skill tier, you're going to be gaining an extra 7.5% weapon damage, which means because we're sitting at skill tier 6, we get an extra 45% weapon damage on this thing right off the rip. And if you don't have the weapons I just talked about, I will give you a few other options you could roll with at the very end of the video. Now making our way to the gear itself, starting with the mask, it's the one piece of Wyvern that is going to give us an extra 8% skill damage bonus. After that we have the body armor, it's the first of 3 pieces of Empress. We are running 3 to get all of those brand set bonuses, which as you can see are 10% skill health, 10% skill damage, and 8% skill efficiency, and we are using the talent Kinetic Momentum. When in combat, each skill generates a stack while active or not on cooldown. Stacks increase your total skill damage by 1.5% and skill repair by 2%, up to 15 stacks per skill. Continuing on to the holster, we have the Waveform with its Talent Alternating Current. Generate a stack of 3% skill damage on one of your skills every second, capping at 10 stacks. After 10 seconds at the cap, the stacks transfer to your other skill. The process then repeats non-stop. Next, we have the knee pads. They are Emperor's Guard, one piece of Murakami, and that is going to give us an extra 15% skill duration, and that middle attribute, 1% armor regen. I will talk about the different way you can farm for these at the end of the video. Finally, my friends, we have the gloves and the backpack, 2 final pieces of Empress, and on the bag we are using the Talent Tech Support, where skill kills increase total skill damage by 25% for 20 seconds, which is an absolute lifetime in this game. Now at this point, I'd like to highlight another variation you can roll with. What I've done is the following. We are still using Wyvern on the mask. We have changed the body armor and backpack to pieces of Hannah U. That is going to give us an extra 10% skill haste and 10% skill damage. And for the skill, we are using Glass Cannon. All damage you deal is amplified by 25%, and all damage you take is amplified by 50%. As far as the bag is concerned, we are using the named Handy U Bag Force Multiplier with its Talent Perfect Combined Arms. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 30% for 3 seconds. As far as the skills are concerned, and this holds true for the previous build as well, I'm using the Assault Drone and the Assault Turret. Finally, I want to show you one more variation I recommend trying out, keeping the same body armor and backpack, but we are using the Refractor gear set. 2-piece bonus is 15% status effect, 3 pieces 25% skill damage, and 4 pieces return to sender. Receive repairs of 10% of the damage dealt by your skills, and your allies receive repairs of 20% of the damage dealt by your skills. And I'm telling you right now, that talent is going to save your ass time and time again, especially if you are playing Legendary. Once again, I'm using the Assault Drone and the Assault Turret, and I want to mention the fact that in the gameplay footage you're about to see, I do not have any global modifiers active whatsoever, no global events. Reason for that is to ensure that whenever you see this build, you know exactly what it can do without any special events going on. Hope this helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and a few final thoughts. I'll also talk about, how to farm for certain items if you don't have them as yet, and I will also walk you through the unlimited boss farm in the summit. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Hello once again, my fellow agents. I hope you're doing well in this fine day. Apologies for the background noise. We're having some work done in the house, so there's nothing I can do about it. So, hey, it is what it is, my friends. All right, so when it comes to this farming method, and this is something I've talked about for a long ass time, you can do this on any 10th floor of the summit. It does not matter. And you can also do this on any difficulty that you want. Now, with that being said, the first thing you need to do is get yourself to any 10th floor. I do not care if it's 10, 20, 30, 40, so on and so forth. And if you get to the higher floors like 70, 80, and 90, you will face multiple named bosses. But for me, I kind of like just facing one named boss at a time. Now, here's exactly how it works. We're going to actually, let's just run through this thing really quick. Let's actually just play the game, and I'll walk you through it. All right, so while we're loading in, let's talk about how to get the weapons that I was highlighting in the video, as well as the knee pads. Now, as far as the Harmony Rifle and the Emperor's Guard knee pads are concerned, those are PvP exclusives. You can also get them from named caches. If you happen to have any of the Houndsman or Bloody Houndsman bounties, they can also drop those when you're going after those mini Warhounds. And the other benefit about doing this method, by the way, and this is why we're using this on Legendary, is you can, in the summit, you can choose your targeted loot. And as someone who plays this game solo 95% of the time, this is the best way to farm for Legendary loot without a doubt whatsoever. All right, again, that's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now, as far as the weapons are concerned, the last thing I want to mention really quick is you could use your favorite assault rifle or rifle with the regular talent in sync. That can still get the job done. If you have the named assault rifle to test subject, that's also a great weapon to use. Which now, my friends, brings us to the farming method itself. All right, the first step is getting to any 10th floor. We are there. Next thing we're going to do is when we show up, we're going to take out the first wave of NPCs. Once that happens, you will see a named boss pop up. Now, once that takes place, you need to make that boss your hyper focus. You're going to take them out, run to them, pick up the loot, and then fast travel back to the lobby. The most important detail about this farm is you cannot clear the floor entirely, because if you do that, you are then going to be pushed up to the next floor, which means you're not going to be on one of the 10th floors, and then you got to get yourself to another 10th floor, which is a total pain in the ass. So let's just go through this really quick. Let's take out this nerd. Oh man, Striker Drone. Striker Drone went down. Oh, and for the record, I'm using the first build variation I showed you, which is the one with the waveform, 3 Empress, the Murakami. And I'm telling you right now, if I was running Refactor, that would be saving my ass time and time again so far. But anyway, we made it through. We took out the boss. We're going to pick up the loot, not clear the floor entirely, fast travel back to the lobby, and then I'm going to rinse and repeat this as many times in a row as I like. Now, for those of you out there watching this video, let's say right now you're on floor 16 and you're like, well, I want to get to one of the 10th floors. You can get there on any difficulty that you want. So I recommend drop it down to normal if you want, totally up to you. Get yourself to floor 20. When you're there, all you're going to do is fast travel back to the lobby, pick the difficulty that you want, repeat this method over and over, and hopefully get some good stuff. Finally, I want to mention the fact that if you are trying to get the Bighorn, you can get this on Legendary difficulty in the Summit. In my opinion, that's one of the easiest ways to get it. I mean, as far as playing the game is concerned. You can also get it from, different special events. But if you want to be able to farm for it anytime, this is the best way to do it. And I think that's all I got for this video. Again, the main purpose is to highlight what I feel is the best way to farm for Legendary loot in the game. You know what I mean? If you're talking sheer quantity, Countdown is the way to go, but you can't play Legendary. If you're looking for actual quality as well, Retaliation is absolutely fantastic. I love that game mode, but again, no Legendary. So if you have not tried out this method, I recommend trying it out and let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, as well as which build you think you will be using. If you're just getting into this difficulty, I recommend using the Refactor gear set. Again, it's not going to be putting out as much damage, but it's going to keep you alive. So that's kind of a good thing, right? Anyway, that's all I got for the video, my friends. I need to race out the door for work. Take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and I will see you in the next one.
High-risk target. detected.